Hi everyone, it is great to see you. It is a beautiful day out here in the garden and I just am loving how everything is looking. So before I get to talking about what I'm really going to talk about in the video, I want to share a couple things with you, and the first is this amazing hydrangea. This is Forever and Ever Peppermint. I ordered it online last year. It was shipped to me. I planted it in the fall, and look at how it is blooming. All of these huge mop heads, and they're that beautiful picotee. They have the pink coming in the center. I want more of them. I went online and they are sold out, so I'm going to be checking again and again to see if I can get a couple more, because I am just so pleased with their winter hardiness. That is amazing. They were in the ground through this really tough winter and they have this many blossoms. And then over here, I have my new berry white panicle hydrangea. And this is the first year I will have a panicle hydrangea, and it is covered in blossoms. My cute little cosmos, my cupcake cosmos here that look like cupcake wrappers are peeking through, but this is going to be covered in blossoms, and I am so thrilled about that. But let me show you the plants that I'm also excited about that we're adding to the garden today. So today I'm adding a new perennial to the garden that hummingbirds love. This is Monarda, commonly called bee balm, and this particular type is called Balmy pink. There's a whole Balmy line, Balmy white, Balmy red, Balmy pink. This is the pink version. And they get those beautiful little blossoms with the tubes on it that hummingbirds just love to come and visit. Now, Monarda is a relative of the mint family, and we know that if you plant mint in your garden, you're going to have mint in your garden everywhere. So the good thing is these do not spread as much as your mint plants, but they are very hardy and they will spread into nice clumps. Your more current modern varieties and cultivars of Monarda don't spread as much. So these actually get to be about a foot wide for their clump size, and you do need to divide them about every 3 years, which I love a plant that's going to spread and need to be divided and shared in other places in the garden. Monarda is also rabbit and deer resistant. It has kind of fuzzy leaves, and we know that rabbits and deer don't like mint, so being in that family, it has that smell to it, that taste to it. It is non-toxic to eat, so some people use this as part of tea. I've never tried that, so don't just go out and eat your Monarda. Make sure you research that first. But it's really good, I think, for me here where we have a lot of rabbits. Now, Monarda comes in all different colors and sizes, so whites, reds, pinks, purples. You can get the whole span of color. You can also get a span of height. So this one only gets to be about a foot tall. It's almost as tall as it's going to get, maybe 2 feet. Some get as tall as 4 feet for these types. So you want to really know what type of Monarda you're buying. Also, your more current cultivars are going to be labeled as mildew resistant, and you want to make sure that your cultivar is definitely mildew resistant. The earlier varieties of Monarda had a real mildew problem, and I actually dealt with that a lot. It is really, really difficult to make sure they don't grow the mildew if you don't have one of the varieties that's been bred to not be as prone to that. You can even get some that are labeled that they won't get a mildew now. So this one is resistant to the powdery mildew. So let me get planting. The Monarda are successfully planted. So these are about as big as they're going to get, both width-wise and height-wise. These are a dwarf variety of Monarda. A lot of people actually use the taller varieties for a backdrop in a border like this. But I think these will do really nicely up towards the edge of our path. Now, your Monarda likes acidic soil. So fortunately, here in New England, you're hard-pressed to find a garden that doesn't have acidic soil. But if you are looking to find the best growing spot for your Monarda, you will want to make sure that they have an acidic soil. They also like to be kept moist. So notice I planted them right along the soaker hose here. So they'll have that consistent moisture that they'll need. Now these are just starting to open. There's a ton of blossoms here. After they bloom, then you go ahead and you shear them off and you'll get another flush of leaves that come up. When you get to fall, you cut them down to about 2 inches and you don't have this over winter a lot of the time because by that point you might have some of that mildew. So by cutting them down once after they bloom, you get nice fresh foliage. So you're not going to have any of the mildew that might have started. And then again, you don't want to overwinter that foliage, so you cut it off at the beginning of the cooler weather there. So these look fabulous. I'm so excited with how they're going to look, and we do have a hummingbird feeder in this garden. We have seen a hummingbird around here, so I feel like adding in a couple more tasty things for them will just make this garden that much more attractive to our pollinators. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.